वनक्कम, मैं हैदर अली सैयद आसिफगम से यूनाइटेड अंडर तमिल.
History means his story. History means history is an umbrella term comprising past events as well as the memory, discovery, collection, organization, presentation, and interpretation of these events. Historians seek knowledge of the past using historical sources such as written documents, oral accounts, art and material artifacts, and ecological markers. English, like Chinese, now designates separate words for human history and storytelling in general. In modern German, French, and most Germanic and Romance languages, which are solidly synthetic and highly inflected, the same word is still used to mean both history and story. His story. Who is that? His, whose story rotates around the earth. And at regular intervals his story is reminded by God through his messengers, and it is mentioned in scriptures and revelation. His story is removed from previous scriptures and revelation, that is why previous scriptures and revelation are distorted. Whose his story has been removed? His story. That blessed one is Saint Elias Siva the Sivan the Pandian, the secret society called Mitraism, whose agenda is to end his story from the face of the earth. The four beastly regime mentioned in Daniel chapter 7 adopted Mitraism policies to run their administration. Mitraism symbol is Mitra is killing the bull. Bull, Nandi, a symbol of the Sivan the Pandyans. The Pandyan story is scattered around the world. Pandyan's princess got married to prince of other nations. The Pandyan symbols is twin fish, the yin-yang symbols. Hinduism is based on distorted image of Sivan the Pandyan, where Siva is shown as a hunter-gatherer man wearing animal skin sitting in Himalayas doing meditation. In the name of Siva, Aghori cults, the Cannibal society is formed in North India. Christianity cults created by removing the history of Sivan the Pandyan out of the Bible. Quran preserve his story and reminds mankind about Sivan the Pandyan, and the way of life called Asivagam, which God gave to first Siddha. But priestly class religious organization of Shia Sunni Sufi Wahhabi, they preach Persian doctrine, not Quran. Quran makes an article of faith to know his story. How many so-called self-declared Muslim are aware of his story which Quran reminds? Quran makes an article of faith to believe in all scriptures and revelation which contains information about Sivan the Pandyan. Quran makes an article of faith to believe in all messengers who were sent to remind about his story of Sivan the Pandyan. Quran chapter 2 verse 8 clearly says that those who just speak about God and the last day and ignore other articles of faith mentioned in Quran chapter 4 verse 136, such groups of people are not believers. Note: to become a believer one should have correct information about his story. For that one has to keep the 5 articles of faith mentioned in Quran chapter 4 verse 136. Remember, Prophet Muhammad and his companion kept those 5 articles of faith, read Quran chapter 2 verse 285 and reminded about his story as told and reminded in Quran. As for those who just speak about God and last day and ignore his story as per Quran are disbelievers. I quote Quran chapter 2 verse 8 to verse 9. There are some who say, "We believe in Allah and in the last day," while in fact they do not believe. They are trying to deceive Allah and those who believe. But they do not realize that in truth they are only deceiving themselves. So, to come under the category of believers as per Quran chapter 4 verse 136, I quote, "Believers believe in Allah and His Messenger and in the book He has revealed to His Messenger, and in the book He revealed before. And whoever disbelieves in Allah, in His angels, in His books, in His messengers and in the last day, has indeed strayed far away. Further, Quran chapter 2 verse 285 says Prophet Muhammad and his companion kept those 5 articles of faith. I read. The messenger believes, and so do the believers, in the guidance sent down upon him from his Lord. Each of them believes in Allah, and in his angels, and in his books, and in his messengers. They say, we make no distinction between any of his messengers. We hear and obey our Lord, and to you is the final destination. His story, know it and follow his path that leads straight to God. I quote Quran chapter 15 verse 41 to 42. Allah said, that is a path of return to me, that is straight. Indeed, my servants, no authority will you, Lucifer, have over them, except those who follow you of the deviators. Quran reminds about his story. Quran, the last reminder reminding about straight path given to first Siddha Sivan the Pandyan.
Vanakkam. Thank you.